Today's lesson is 5.10 and it's all about a really fun shape, parallelograms. Our goal today is to explain the properties of a parallelogram and create a parallelogram. So now when we talk about explaining the properties of something, we're just saying what types of things do we find? What types of angles? How are they classified as a parallelogram? So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and then you'll get to be doing some creation as well. We are going to start on Math Journal page 199, and as you can see, I have a protractor out and a ruler out. You will need both of those on this page, so if you don't have those, go ahead and pause so you can have that out. Let's look at number 1. The two lines below are parallel, so we're looking at these two lines right here. Draw two transversals by drawing a line along each of the longer sides of the ruler. These lines should be parallel. The four lines form a parallelogram. Label the parallelogram A, B, C, D. So we're going to go ahead and kind of step back in those directions to make sure we know what we're doing. We know that we need to first use a ruler, and then we're going to be drawing two transversals along the longer sides of the ruler. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my ruler. And what they're saying, and you can pick how you want to do this. I'm going to draw mine angling this way, and my lines won't be perfect. Hopefully yours will be, because you'll have your ruler there to draw nice straight ones. Is that we want to draw on each side of the ruler a straight line. And you can see how mine are not perfectly straight. So my lines aren't going to be perfectly straight, but once I move the ruler out of the way, then I can look and I can see that I have two transversals here. So with my transversals now, they should be parallel, which again, mine you can tell are a little bit crooked, but yours will be parallel. Now we can see on the inside here a parallelogram that we created. I'm just highlighting it so you can see what we're talking about. We need to label our parallelogram A, B, C, D. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. A, B, C, D. Now, if we back it up, here we go, we want to be looking at number 2. We're done with number 1. Using our compass to make sure that both pairs of opposite sides of your parallelogram are congruent. So what they want you to do is take out your compass and measure, just so we can make sure that our opposite sides are congruent. We can do that right now too by checking with a ruler. So my ruler won't be accurate because you can see I can make it really big or really small. So you can go ahead and double check your sides right there. Then if we look at number 3, we are supposed to measure angle BAD with a protractor. Now this is where some of us have been having a little bit of a struggle just knowing how to measure our parallelogram, and I actually labeled mine incorrectly, so I'm going to fix that first. So I should have, now you can see I should have it in this order, A, B, C, D, like that. And the angle that we're supposed to be measuring right now is angle BAD for number 3. So I'm looking, if I start at BAD, we're measuring this inside angle right here. So we're going to grab our protractor, go ahead and measure that. Yours will be different than mine, but mine is about 120 degrees. So what you're going to be doing now is going through and labeling each of these. So I'm going to write 120 degrees here, and I don't have a lot of room. You'll have more room with your pencil. But number 4 is asking you to find the measure of the other 3 angles without using a protractor. So you should have an angle for B, C, D, and angle measure written in there. If you look at the rest, it's asking you to check your work for this original parallelogram that we did, and then you're going to go ahead and do the rest of this page by yourself, looking at another parallelogram over here, and it's asking you about the angles, it's asking you what do you think is true about opposite angles, some things that we've discussed. And if you are having trouble remembering what certain things are, like the vocabulary, like, where did I see it now, opposite angles or consecutive angles, you should be looking that up. You can look it up in your SRB or you can look it up online. We're just going to review quickly to make sure that we have a good understanding of what parallelograms are and we're able to pick those out. So right now what we're going to do is I'm just going to go through with you looking at these shapes that are given, and we're going to try to make sure that we pick only the parallelograms. So starting at the top, you can see that they're labeled. One of them right away says I'm a parallelogram, so obviously that one is. Now when we're looking for parallelograms, we're looking for four-sided shapes, so it's going to be a quadrilateral, and we're also looking for parallel sides. So our first example, like we said, we already know that that's a parallelogram, but that does have both of those things. If I'm looking, a triangle is not a quadrilateral, so I know it's not going to be that. A rectangle is a quadrilateral, and if I look at the sides, they are parallel, so a rectangle, even if it looks like a rectangle, is also a parallelogram. A square, same thing, it is a quadrilateral and it does have parallel sides. Circle, nope. Rhombus, yes, again, four sides and the opposite sides are parallel. And then we have a trapezoid, or a trapezium as they say right here, and we have four sides. Two of the sides are parallel, but these ones are not, so that would not be a parallelogram. Looking down at some more shapes now, we already discussed this one, we just did that, and we can figure out all of these have four sides, however not all of them are parallelograms. So again, I'm looking for opposite sides of the shape that are parallel. So we have one here, 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 here with the square, and then the rest that I have four sides, but they don't fit the family of parallelograms because the sides are not parallel. Your assignment today will be finishing Math Journal page 199, which we started together in this video, and you'll be doing your math box, page 202, excuse me, not 102. Then finally, you have one separate sheet out of your math journal. It's a 5.9 angle measures worksheet, and you have pairs of angles, finding the missing angle. And on iExcel, you can go ahead and try out CC5 and CC8.